सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। विद्यामुद्राक्षमाला अमृतकलशकरा कोटिसूर्यप्रकाशा जाया पद्मोद्भवस्य प्रणतजनततेः सर्वमिष्टं दिशन्ति। इन्द्रोपेन्द्रादिवन्द्या त्रिभुवनजननी वाक्सवित्री शरण्या सेयं श्रीशारदाम्बां सकलसुखकरी मङ्गलानि प्रदद्यात् मङ्गलानि प्रदद्यात्। वद्वद्वाक्वादिनि स्वाहा। We continue our talks on Dhanyashtakam. Last week we saw the first shloka of Dhanyashtakam, Adi Shankaracharya ji's composition, a beautiful composition that reminds us about the blessings that we should cultivate in this human birth. Tadjnanam prashamakaram yadindriyanam tadneyam yadupanishatsu nishchitartham te dhanya bhuvi paramartha nishchitehaha sheshastu brahmanilaye paribhramantaha. Knowledge is that which quietens our senses. Prashamakaram yad indriyanam. So indriyanam rajogunam prashamakaram. Tad eva jnanam. That which makes these senses which are so outward going, paranchikani yativat swayambhuhu, as it is said in Kathopanishad, that these senses are as though born with manufacturer's defect of going outward. But it is, the antidote for that is none other than knowledge. And that too, the true identity of the jiva alone is considered to be knowledge. Not knowledge of the objective reality, but the knowledge of the subjective self, which employs the senses to make this time valuable time for it in search for whatever it is that this jiva is in search of, namely happiness. Through Vishaya, the jiva is only wanting to enjoy the world of pluralistic presence. So when the jiva is led to this knowledge, what knowledge? Tad gneyam yat upanishatsu nishchitartaha, what is firmly declared by the identity revealing statements. The Mahavakyas are that which reveals our identity. Prajnanam Brahma, I am. This consciousness is Brahman. This awareness which is employed in the pluralistic world, the nature of the awareness employed behind the senses is indeed none other than pure divinity. That prajnanam is Brahma. So, Ayamatma Brahma, this Atma itself, and the world over here, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayam Atma Brahma. Not only am I Brahman, but so is this world. So that is to be known. Te dhanya bhuvi paramartha nishchiteha. These are indeed the wise people who alone have learned the truths which are ascertained in our Vedas. So, te dhanyaha, they alone are the blessed ones. Sheshastu, and the remaining over here, Brahmanilaye paribhramantaha. Shankaracharya ji calls this pluralistic world Brahmanilaye. It is a nilayam, it is an abode of Brahma, none other than just world of delusion, illusion, whatever you want to add, whatever adjective you want to add, you can add. It is an abode of confusion. It is the abode of delusion. This is what this world is. If we go out in search for something, we are never going to find in this illusion lasting joy, lasting happiness, lasting abidance is not found. It is not available in this world. That is where, this is what we saw. Ado vijitya vishayan madamoharaga dveshadi shatrugana mahruta yoga rajyaha Jnatva matam samanubhuya paratma vidya kanta sukham vanagruhe vicharanti dhanyaha. So, again, Shankaracharya ji very beautifully continues over here. Adau vijitya vishayan. In the beginning itself, the one who has conquered over here sense objects, the one who has conquered sense objects, Vishayan, Vishaya, the world of objective reality, the objects in front of us, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, each one of these senses with their own respective sense object, they go in search for happiness. And the one who has understood that it is not available, and such a person who subdues the senses in the beginning, Adau, in the beginning of what? In the beginning of life itself, not wait until retirement. Now itself, Adau starts now. So, if all these years which have gone by and nothing has been done, it's okay, no worry about waters which have flown by. We cannot capture that water back again. Such is the river of time. What is gone is gone. But this moment, having heard, I can definitely uplift myself. I can definitely move further from here, having known that this is a poisonous world I'm dealing with. Why am I engaging in it with so much fervor over here, with so much passion? Let me do the needed and leave it. So, Adau Vijitya, having conquered. So, Vishayan, Mada, Moha, Raga, Dveshadi, Shatrugana, Vijitya Cha. And also, it is not just enough to conquer the sense objects, but the jiva which out of misplaced identity expresses itself in a host of various ways. That is what is described over here. Mada, arrogantly, one ascertaining one's own presence. Why? Confusion of identity. मैं कुछ हूं. I am someone. I am something. So, this is lost identity, confused identity. Born out of that, Mada. moha, confusion, delusion, raga, attachment towards a vastu, vyakti, paristhiti, attachment towards a situation, attachment towards a person, vyakti, attachment towards objects. ये घर का क्या होगा, जॉब का क्या होगा? All these uncertainties we live in this river of time, and the jiva, which has misplaced its own identity and has taken up a false identity depending upon the unreal world, confusing that to be real and allowing the understanding that this pluralistic world alone provides me shelter, provides me securities, provides me joy. All those, this confusion of identity alone makes the person go out in this pluralistic world. So, mada, moha, raga, dveshadi shatrugana. Dvesha, intense type of hatred. Okay, you don't find somebody's presence conducive, or you walk away from it. But don't have to positively hate someone. It is a pluralistic world made up of the three gunas. And the gunas will, guna guneshu vartante, they are going to, in this world, show their presence. This is how we have diversity in this pluralistic world. The diversity is impossible without the Trigunatmika Maya created differences, and some will be not conducive for me, that's all. It may be conducive for somebody else, that's all. A person who I choose to stay away, somebody chooses to marry them. This is the world of Maya. So, Dveshadi Shatrugana, these different types of host of enemies, Vijitya. Through intelligence alone we can conquer this. There is no cold shower, no hot shower, no medicine, no sparsha vidya, nothing like that. No guru is going to do some touch and magically, mysteriously everything is going to go. No Dumbledore possesses a wand which can remove such ill thoughts. There exists no wand such as the elder wand. Our own will is the elder wand. Self-determination to get rid of the unwanted thoughts, the thoughts which create different types of identities, stealing ideas in living. We have to remove them. And only Spashta Jnana of Upanishad can remove it. And that alone is a guru who gives a knowledge which is worthy of giving. If anything else is given, it is something to manage a situation, that's all. It's not going to eradicate our problems. So, Dveshadi Shatruganam Ahruta Yoga Rajyaha. That person, Arurukshor Mune Yogam. The person who is ascending this ladder of spirituality. So, such a person, Yoga Rajyaha, having gained this kingdom of yoga, the kingdom of the yoga uniting with what? Proper ideas, proper thoughts, which allows us to do what? Ado, in the beginning, Vijitya, conquering. Conquering what? All this which is enumerated. Jnatva matam samyak anubhuya paratma vidya kanta. Paratma vidya eva kanta Shankaracharya ji is saying this Atma Vidya alone is the spouse which we are truly wedded to. The outside spouse married in this Mayavi world, chance brings us together, prarabdha brings us together, and it is the same prarabdha which will separate us. Where is the permanency? The sukham even in the kanta. So Shankaracharya ji calls Atma Vidya Kanta Sukham. It is the joy born out of copulation with thoughts. The thoughts of identity revealing statements. The ideas, individual ideas are copulating with Mahavakyas. That is the Kanta Sukham. Not some carnal pleasure generated out of some few minutes of joy born out of senses which have gone dull. That there is no glory in that type of sukham. So over here, that Paratma Vidya, Eva Kanta Sukham, that joy, which is Atma Jnana, Upanishad Mahavakya, Janita Jnanam, and the joy born out of that, Samyak Anubhuya, having experienced that, that alone is Matam Jnatva. That alone is worthy of knowing. That alone is to be known. Matam, the truth, Jnatva, having realized that this joy is Atma Vidya Sukham. That is it. It is not Vishaya Bhoga Sukham over here. No Vishaya Bhoga Sukham, Vishaya Bhoga Janita Sukham, Alpameva. As quickly it has arrived, that quickly it is going to vacate. And this we have to ponder upon, our joy born out of our life in this world. Habitual life. Even if our daily routine breaks apart, all hell breaks loose. We have to get used to dealing with the pluralistic world the way as it arrives with the knowledge that I am. I am happiness. And this change over here is not going to add an iota of sukham. If it has arrived, let me deal with it. That understanding should be there as we are pashyan, shrunvan, sprushan, jigran, ashnan, gachan, swapan, shwashan, pralapan, visrujan, unmishan, nimishan. Ahaha. In all these times in living in this world, as we are seeing it, as we are hearing it, as we are eating it, how much joy we are getting out of that food and the time we spend in the kitchen cooking it. It is something only to keep the Panchakosha created body alive. And our day goes in the maintenance of this body. Vichar, far away. Breakfast time, what are we going to do for lunch? Lunch time, what are we going to do for dinner? And the day is gone. And now that we are all staying inside, that's the only thing we look forward to. TV, how much can we watch about this news? The death is rising, the death is rising, the infection is rising, the infection is rising. Definitely pray for the people who are caught in the midst of all this. But it's not a world of confusion. It is only confusion if we allow it to confuse us. But if this Paratma Vidya is there, Vana eva gruha, in the forest of home. Vanagruhe vicharanti dhanyaha. Blessed are the people who practice this in the home, not going to some forest in Rishikesh. Even the study, vasna, Shastra Vasna also, how many books we will go through, how many sutras we will learn, how many different vidyas we will acquire. Are getting this Upanishad knowledge, incubating in the heat of vichar, of the Mahavakya, Janita Sarita on the inside, which creates the Sudha Vrushti in our life, which brings down the fire of samsara. This alone is why we have come over here. So, number one, our fascination with sense objects, we have to remove. As long as we are fascinated with the world of sense objects, we cannot grow. Passion, our own various different types of passion which takes us in the search in this objective world, these are the enemies of Mada, Moha, Matsarya, Raga, Dvesha, all this, Shatrugana, a host of different enemies. We must conquer it. And Paratma Vidya Kanta Sukham Vanagruhe Vicharanti. That person who declutches themselves from all this. So many people complain, what is this? Hinduism is just nothing but vairagya, vairagya, vairagya. There is no joy in it. All you are telling is to give up attachment. But there is no proper understanding as to what this attachment is doing to us. How it is taking us for a ride. So many things. People, objects, situation, all this. Yes, sannyasis, what kind of is that? This story is there about Atmadev in this Bhagavat Mahapuran Mahatmyam, even before Bhagavatam starts. He is gone to a river bank doing some mantra japa and sees a sadhu purusha going over there and says, what? Namaskar, Swamiji. And he asks the Swamiji, please help me. I have married, but I have no children. I don't have the santan sukha. And the sannyasi looks at him and says, blessed then, if Bhagavan decided not to give you any children, then take on this vichar of Atma Vidya, because there is no additional responsibility. Use this life and go ahead in Atma Vichar. And he says, no. There is no happiness. Putradi sukham vinihaha vihinaha ayam sanyasaha shushka eva. What is this sannyas? It is such a dry life without the joy of chunnu munnu running around. And what can that sannyasi say? That person who is nandati eva, the one who enjoys, who revels in one's own self, only he knows. And this person is what is a shushka eva, dry. putra vihinaha, devoid of children, what kind of life is this? No, I want children. Oh, so sannyasi blessed him, okay. And the katha of Atmadev, child arrives, Dhundu leaves his wife, Dhundukari, the child arrives, and the cow is also there. Gokarna arrives. I don't have time for the whole story. And that Gokarna, that boy is so brilliant. The whole family is destroyed by the passion and the desires of Dhundukari and perverted passion, perverted desires. And this Gokarna has to do for 7 days Bhagavata Sapta to rescue. This is in the Mahatmyam of Bhagavatam itself. So, Vanagruhe vicharanti dhanyaha. Blessed are the ones who in the home itself have taken the mental vow of going towards Atmavidya. What a great the whole story. Bhagavatam starts with this entire story. So, samyak anubhuya kanta sukham vanagruhe. Sannyasi, that's why our last name is also Dashanami Sannyasi, Bharati, Tirtha, Saraswati, Vana, Sagara, all these are names of goddess Saraswati. The Mati has been married to Saraswati. This is a proper way of processing, understanding this. So, Dhiraha is such a dhimanta. Wise is this person. Dhanyaha. So, Dhiro harshashokau jahati. The wise person conquers both joys and sorrows. How? Tam duradarsham gudam anupravishtam guhahitam gahvareshtam puranam, goes within and in the cave of the heart of the intellect finds this light of awareness, whom he marries. She marries. And that alone is the true consort of the jiva. And living in this world, making adjustments as the time, so we make the adjustment to reflect the time. Right now the time is, we have been given ample of time to stay in our homes with our own family members. Make the most with your family members. With the time available, pick up some study. Unique is this situation where I am talking to a computer screen. Dakshinamurti Bhagavan sits underneath a banyan tree. And all the Rishiganas sit over there. And that Dakshinamurti, Guru Yuva, Shishya Vruddha. But over here, through this virtual, nobody is around me, some computer, I'm looking out the window and staring into a computer screen, giving a pravachan. But such are the times that Vatavruksha, we have to bring that into ourselves. In Samadhi Avastha itself, we can enter the mind of Bhagavan Dakshinamurti to give us this wisdom. So now, all the obstacles are, the first shloka indicated the nature and the goal of Atmavidya, true knowledge. Then the second shloka indicated the path to be followed in terms of these obstacles that we have to cross over. Now the shloka 3 describes the obstacles that we have to conquer. Another set. The path to be followed, ado vijitya, having conquered all the enemies. This now again a unique way of the obstacles in this marg of Atmavidya is mentioned over here so that we can clear out our confusions in living. Tyaktva gruhe ratimadhogati hetu bhutam. Tyaktva gruhe ratimadhogati hetu bhutam. Atmechayopanishadartharasam pibantaha. Atmechayopanishadartharasam pibantaha. Vitaspruha vishaya bhogapade virakta. Vitaspruha vishaya bhogapade virakta. Dhanyashcharanti vijaneshu virakta sangaha. Dhanyashcharanti vijaneshu virakta sangaha. The same ideas are repeated but in a different way. For us to understand the attachment, the way to understand our bondage. So, over here it is said, Adhogati hetu bhutam, those which are a host of a cause for downfall. Adhogati, downfall. Hetu, the cause. Bhutam, a host of the reasons which become the cause for our downfall. Gruhe ratim, the rati, the great type of delight that we take in home, in our house pleasures, securities, a false sense of an idea of security superimposed onto this world, especially the close-knit world of gruha, of home. So over here, adhogati hetu bhutam, of all these causes of downfall, gruhe ratim agraganya tameva tyaktva, that alone is the foremost of all the reasons. There are a lot, but the securities that we have superimposed upon our home, tyaktva, having given that up. We find securities for our well-being, the wife or the husband's well-being, the children's well-being. But actually, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Because I have love for myself, I extend that love to others in the home. That vichar we have not done. There is a false sense of security that we have superimposed, that they are capable of giving me happiness. This child will take care of me. The child will earn some name and fame, ergo, I will look good in the society. What all ideas people have. Instead of living our own life worthy of morals and ethics, we superimpose upon others. And to make that happen, how much adharma we will do. That is what is shown in this Dhundukari story. What all things Dhundukari and his mother they do for joys. And we overlook our own children's negativities. Dhritarashtra, the one who is supposed to uphold a Rashtra, but blind, physically, mentally, and is attached to a host, not one child, two child, 100 of them. Vedyas Maharshi Ji, through these stories, is only teaching us. If we are not vigilant about our own family situation, our own kith and kin, the closest in our home, it becomes a womb of sorrow. It becomes a true womb of sorrow. Thus, Shankaracharya ji repeats this over here, Ratim. And for that child, we do this, we do that, we do this, we do that. Yes, as a parent, we do have a responsibility to our children. Since we have brought them into the world, it is our job to educate them, to love them, to set them on a good footing in life and provide them. No doubt about it. But we should be ever vigilant that this is not my purpose. This is not the dhyeya of this jivana. It is not the purpose of life. To get caught up in it and to take delight in it is what is criticized over here. We are not against, Shankaracharya ji is not at all against Grihastha-ashram. Otherwise, without that, how can Sannyasa-ashram come? Sannyasis have to come from somewhere. So, he is not at all against the Chaturvarnashrama vyavastha of our Vedic dharma. Not at all. We must go through that. Varnashrama vyavastha is for a purpose. But to get caught up in it is where the problem lies. So what is the purpose? Atmecha Upanishad Artha Rasam Pibantaha. So, while doing our duties, while engaging in this world, we must also cultivate a desire for drinking the ambrosia filled, nectarine filled words, to listen to the words of Upanishad. Upanishad Artha Rasam Pibantaha. The deep imports of the Upanishadic declarations and the deeper meaning and its import, to drink that divine ambrosia, we must cultivate our life. In this life of ours, we must cultivate a desire, Atmecha. Atmecha vyavasiyatam nijagruha turnam vinirgamyatam. In elsewhere, Shankaracharya ji in Sadhana Panchakam also says that sadhana atmecha vyavasiyatam. Cultivate the desire to know the self. So, the Gruha Rati is juxtaposed next to the purpose of life. And the purpose of life is we have to cultivate this desire as well. And this, our household life, we must fulfill the household life on the platform of Dharma but knowing very well that this is the goal that I'm headed towards. The goal that I'm headed towards, I may not have adherence to it. I may not know what is in Upanishads, have never even heard what they are. But let me have a desire to know the purpose of life. The true deeper import of why I have arrived over here. Let me not get derailed. That understanding should be clear. Very clear. Like a musician knows the path is so clear. I have to practice. Without practice, I cannot deliver a raga. A dancer has to practice. Without that, I cannot have a jati over here. In the same way, what is the jati swaram of life? Where is this gate of my life taking me? We must give good amount of time for raising children. As we have brought them into the world, we must take care of them, love them, provide them with this understanding. 18 years undivided attention, along with the desire of cultivating Atmajnan through Shastra Adhyanam. And when the opportunity arrives, we must take a break from it and tell that I have done my job. I wish you the well. My best wishes are with you. My prayers are with you. You go embark upon your journey in life and allow me to continue mine. Allow me to continue mine. Both the child and the spouse. And if the spouse works together for Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasam and grows, and each other complementing only in the Turiya Ashram of getting rid of the final of the desires for this life. If they are working together to cultivate that, that is the ideal case. Vita spruha vishya bhoga pade viraktaha. In the first line, rati was used. In the third line, spruha is used. So one is our desires where we want more and more and more of the objects to give us joy. More and more objects to fill up the life of the child. I'm going to get my child this, I'm going to get my child this, and I'm going to get this, and I'm going to get this. And we fill up, fill up, fill up. That's one type of Vishaya Sakti. Second type of the attachment is to brood over the joys that we have gone through and to relive and to positively create desires to relive the joys over and over again. That is called spruha. One is a desire for more objects, to enjoy them. Second is a desire to enjoy objects which have been enjoyed again and again and again and again. एक बार मूवी देख लिया 15 बार. What more are we going to get out of that movie? But people, they want to watch the same movie again and again. That is called spruha. So, vita spruha vishaya bhoga pade virakta. The ones who have given up this desire for enjoying this objective reality, vitas, this longing to enjoy, vishaya bhoga pade, towards the host of sense pleasures. This is called brooding over. Continuously brooding over, I want to enjoy this. I want 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 this. Continuously. Gurudev used to, you may have seen in Vivek Chudamani and Bhagavad Gita, this coffee, 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 coffee. And reliving the thought of wanting to enjoy coffee over and over and over and over again. That is called spruha. So, we have to give that up. Dhanyashcharanti vijaneshu virakta sangaha. There are some people who want the spiritual joys of having Bhagavan, having the darshan of Bhagavan, but also they want the material world as well. And these are polar opposites. We cannot have that. They are polar opposites. If we are filled with kamana, 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 and we just sit down, Krishna ni begane baro. Oh Krishna, come over here. Begane baro, mukhavanne toro. When are you going to show your face? We can sing this in utmost ragas, this, that, and melody, and create long joy born out of the semantics of classical music and drown ourselves in it. But every drop of blood which sings this is doped in kamana. What right do we have to scream Mukhavanne Toro? Begane Baro Mukhavanne Toro. Oh, what right do we have? And the author who has casted off all desires, and there is no other desire. Oh Lord, show me your face. Then we have a right to. And we say, you even gave your mother darshan, the whole universe you showed in her mouth. And we don't know Yashoda ji. All these gopikas, Mother Yashoda, Janama Janama Muni Jatana Karai. These were great rishis wanting to see Bhagavan. They have come. And for us, what is our Begane Bar? Some iPad along with Krishna. Nothing is going to happen then. So, longing has to be there. Atme Chavyavasiyat. Once we utter Krishna ni Begane Bar. Oh Lord. And the words have summoned Lord, and we are seeing his face. Dhruva, who's doing darshan of Bhagavan in his eyes, Chaturbhuj Narayana is standing on the outside. He has no idea. Narayana has arrived from Vaikuntha. And the mind is gone in the Narayana darshan. Bhagavan takes his conch and does the just gentle sparsha. Dhruva. Yonta pravishya mama vachiman prasuptam sanjivayat akila shakti darasvadhamna. Oh Lord, when you touched me, you vitalized all the senses. Akila shakti darasvadhamna. Yonta pravishya. imam vacha prasuptam sanjeevaya. This speech went in search for you. Because there was nothing else. The speech is not looking for anything else. Shanchame, mayashchame, priyanchame. Give me this and give me that. Bas. Narayana is standing over there. But the real darshan is in the eyes. That is Sudarshan. Outside, Mukhavanne Toro. We are, with these fleshy eyes, we want to see him. It's the fleshy eyes of Prince Arjuna, Arjun Maharaj, who heard the ambrosia of 18 chapters. Bhagya is required. He's cultivated that bhagya. Upasana, 14 years in the forest, he has served Krishna. And when he says, "Where are you? Come," he will come. But when we say, "You come," and you fulfill all these vyavasthas over here, very, very difficult. So, Hey Jagadodharana Krishna, you, the benefactor of the world, uplifter, Udupi Krishna, you come over here. We have to mean it. But we cannot mean it if our heart is filled with desires. Thus Shankaracharya ji says, Tyaktva gruhe ratim Vitasruha Vishaya Bhogapade Vihta. He's not against household life. Because every drop of our blood centers around these desires. Every drop of blood. Just like the whole DNA helix is held by 80 GC base pairs. Our entire Sukshma Sharir is held up by Eshana Traya Kamana. At least over the 80 GC base pairs are there. Over here, Vikteshna, Lokeshna, Putraneshna, 3 base pairs are holding up our entire double strand helix of Sukshma Sharir. Then we can chant until the end of time. One rare person will see Udupi Krishna. Bas. The rest of us will enjoy Rag Malika, Bombay Jaishri, or whoever you, Aruna Sairam, whoever you like, you can listen to that. Bas. So, Vairagya, detachment, Asanga Shastrena Dridhena Chitva. Without that, we cannot go forward. We cannot go ahead in our life. Nectar of the Upanishad. We must. And true detachment. There is no escapism over here. Fulfillment of duty is what is a must. We must fulfill our duty. And only when we have fulfilled our duty, just like that, Urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiyamamta. That dosakai, which is holding on to the very vine, it will only fall off when it has ripened enough. in the heat of May, June, July. Enough over here. And ripen, we fall off. So when we are incubated in our dharma, in our duty, we graduate, but we must take our dharma seriously without getting angry, without having inner hang-ups. Wherever Bhagavan puts us, we should be ready to work. Because as long as this physical equipment is there, we must utilize it. We cannot just quietly sit in a corner and expect everything to work out all by itself. Not going to happen. We've come over here. We must tend to our own. We must tend to our own swadharma, our prarabdha, with a great smile on our face. That prepares us. That cleanses us. So that brings us into total detachment, and that's not escapism. And that allows our study of Upanishad much better. Once we hear, finished, ekapati, like Nachiketa, heard it, known it, abiding in it. The three things happen all at the same time. Yugapad, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasam. Shravanam matrena jnanam bhavati. That is dharmanushtanam jiva. I see kids from childhood, if they do whatever parents have told, Sandhya Vandanam, okay, I must do. Mom says you have to finish this, dad says you have to finish, okay, we'll do it. Such children go so ahead. In the worldly sense, if somebody tries to measure them, they may not stand tall, but in spiritual field, tall. Saptarishis will do archana from Brahmaloka. That there exists such a person. So, that is very, very important. Only then, Atme Chayopanishad Ras, Upanishadartha Rasam Pibanta. Then we will take delight in the deeper imports of the declarations of Upanishads. Then, seeking solitude, it comes automatically. Dhanyashcharanti vijaneshu virakta sangaha. There's a love for solitude. When we are forced to be in solitude, the Rajoguna Agni rises because it has not been brought down by Sattva. Only Sattva can bring down the Rajoguna. So, when naturally Sattva rises, Rajoguna diminishes. We will continue with the fourth shloka next week. I thank all of you out there, even though I said virtual listeners, but you are listening. In your busy schedule, you made arrangements in this 1 hour to listen. So, even though Mauna Vyakhya Prakatika Parabrahma Tattva Vivanam, it is said, Vatamule Site Dakshinamurti, but yet people may blessings of a lineage of Acharyas from Dakshinamurti onwards up to Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Parampara. May all Gurus bless us to abide in this. May Bhagavan bless us so that we are capable of facing our prarabdha and working beautifully in this world so that spiritual journey goes on. My heart and prayer goes out to all suffering. The healthcare community, they are at the forefront of this virus. They are risking their lives for all of us. My heartfelt prayers to you. May Mother, the one who is a powerhouse of Shakti, may she protect you all. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Karuna Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Please be safe. Please follow the instructions of the medical community, our own leaders. It is for our well-being. Social distancing, staying home, all that, please follow.